Compulsive hoarding is a growing, hidden problem.
He's hoarding in both his homes, in his cars, in his garden.
It's estimated to affect 6% of Americans.
It just looks like everything that's supposed to be in the kitchen cupboard are all in the garden.
And up to 3 million people in the UK.
He's in denial, and it's really, really not good.
But when things get this serious, the experts need to take action.
I've had to bow down to that I need help. It upsets me that I can't do it.
This suburban house looks ordinary enough from the street, but inside and in the garden, it's a very different story. T and Kaz from Engervais Cleaning Services are in the process of clearing it. They're currently 7 days into the job.
When we first came, you couldn't see a
Couldn't see
thing.
anything, no.
You couldn't see anything from here.
So he had made a little path where that stump is through here.
By
Cutting it
cutting
down, yeah.
my way through.
So now, from here, literally, was pure greenery. It was all bushes from here.
So we've had to cut our way through.
Yeah.
Watch your step. This is a lovely conservatory which he's not able to use because it's absolutely full with his bits and bobs. There's old curtains, old suitcase, old TV, empty paint buckets, empty lampshades, old newspapers, old printer, just things that he actually doesn't need to use. There's a lot of broken crockery in here, carrier bags that have disintegrated, so you can see how long they've been here. It's such a shame because he really needs to use his property. There's holes in the kitchen floor. He doesn't actually have a kitchen here. There's not even a sink. I don't know what happened, I don't know why it's like this, but he spends most of his time in his car, and it's really, really not good. Right now, one of the lads is stepping on a sink, which we didn't know was there. This is the problem that we're facing. We don't know things are there until we actually start to cut and uncover. And how ironic, there's one in the garden, but there's not one in the house. The more they chop, the more they find. It just looks like everything that's supposed to be in the kitchen cupboard, i.e. plates, casserole dishes, saucers, are all in the garden.
This house, and another 2 doors down on the same street, are owned by Michael Saunders, a 74-year-old who shows no signs of retiring.
Now I work in a luxury hotel. I play the piano at night for the guests. I cook the breakfasts, and I'm the duty manager of a 69-bedroomed hotel. My days in the last few years have been helping people who have been less fortunate than myself. What with family and associated friends, I lead a very, very busy life.
During the clean-up, Mr. Saunders has been happy, chirpy, cheerful, but he's in denial.
Severely.
Severely.
We've given him a task to do,
Yeah.
which he actually hasn't completed, which is to clear some of the rubbish from his car, and also for us to gain access through the garage.
The state of Mr. Saunders' property is pretty bad. He's had foxes living inside his home. They've been gaining access through underground cellar hole.
It's very well kept.
Yeah, he's always shaved. So I think he may be going to his place of work,
where he's able to
scrub
use
up
their
and
facilities
yeah.
and so forth.
I know he goes to a cafe up the road to have a meal.
In terms of helping us with the hoard, he's not actually participating at the moment.
I went into hospital with cancer. I was in hospital for 6 months. I had the loss of salary for 6 months, and then I was asked not to lift anything for about 11 weeks after coming into hospital. Imagine that and trying to pay your bills. But we got through, but obviously things got into a dilapidated state.
T and Kaz are not just cleaners. They are trained in mental health care, and unlike many cleaning firms, they know that hoarding is a mental health condition.
Mr. Saunders' hoarding's on a level 5,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah.
Level 5, which is really
is our
extreme.
highest,
Yeah,
yeah.
really extreme. For the fact that he's hoarding in both his homes, in his cars,
In
and
his garden.
in his garden, and he's actually hoarding in the car. So it's really, really bad. It just overspills into everything. Mr. Saunders doesn't admit to having a problem. He doesn't think he's got a problem.
Yeah, he's in complete denial.
Yeah. All his possessions, they're there for something, for some reason, or they've got value. But really and truly, not all of his stuff have value, and not all of his stuff he needs.
How long have you had things in the car for?
Well, probably 2 years, the kitchen equipment, right? This is flooring for the kitchen, flooring tiles, right? Tiles here for around the wash basin, which is going to be in the utility. It was the only place I could store things.
I imagine you can't go in the front door.
No, you can't, mate, at the moment. I wouldn't have anybody in anyway.
So when's the last time you were able to use the front door?
No, I'll go in every night.
Mr. Saunders hasn't allowed us into his property. One of his houses, you can't actually get into it, and the other property, when we asked, he said he couldn't find the key.
So sensitive, and we don't want to push him away. We're trying to gain his trust. When he's ready to have that help, then
He'll let us know.
yeah,
With compulsive hoarders, you have to
build a trust
and take it a day at a time with
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
So
It's a very
basically,
slow process.
so we'll deal with his gardens first, then we'll deal with his cars, and then we'll gain access to his home, hopefully. I haven't actually had a look in this shed to see what's in here.
Could you see this when you first came?
No, you couldn't see it, not over all the shrubbery and the greenery. You couldn't see the floor. You couldn't see anything. You couldn't see that bench. It was really, really bad. Right, I think one of our lads has actually found the door behind this creeping ivy thing. Is it a door?
Yeah. Broken,
Yeah.
But
So I think it's a door with a glass window. The glass window's broken, but I think we've actually uncovered the door to get through to the front. So he's just going to keep snipping away until he uncovers it completely.
The beginning was a very hard task, to be honest. I didn't know what to expect, but with my team, smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. Yeah, it's been good.
I looked upon buying my equipment for my home as an investment, and I still regard it as an investment. But obviously things got into a dilapidated state. I became what you call, probably people might say, a hoarder. So I'm grateful for this company that came along who were going to come and help me. Without them, I know that I would have been in some dire trouble eventually. I've always wanted to do things myself. I'm not a lazy so-and-so. I've had to bow down to that I need help. And sometimes that is hard to ask for help when you've always given help. I've only just learning that it's not to be ashamed to ask for help, although that upsets me. It upsets me emotionally that I can't do it. I do what I can. So thanks very much for giving me the opportunity. I hope that I know it's honest.
You need a hug. You do.
I got a bottle of champagne and all when we finish the job.
So we offer an aftercare service, and so basically we'll still maintain contact with Mr. Saunders. So we're not just going to clean and leave him. We'll be back once a month to check up on him and so forth. Because I've been talking to him all week and I say people don't live like this.
Hence us saying that he was in denial.
Yeah.
But now if I can retract what I said I would, after hearing him speak to you,
Yeah.
he's realised that all this time he's a hoarder.
Yeah.
So he's no longer in denial because he's openly admitted it now.
Yeah.
And that's what's really shocked us. But we're proud of him and we're proud that he said that.
So we know that we'll be able to move forward with him.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. There's still a little bit of work left to do, but I'm very, very pleased how far we've come within 7 days. I mean, it was like an Amazon jungle in here. So, yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't be standing here 7 days ago.
No.
A lot of hoarders they think that we're just going to go in there and throw away their prized possessions when that's not the case.
It's not a house clearance.
No.
And the next step would be to sort out the cars on the drive and encourage him to let us go into the house.
Into the house.
And start from there, bit by bit.